Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Amsterdam Talk Season 2, Episode 27. And today we're talking about the first date, the do's and don'ts, proper first date etiquette. Right now, all the way from the West Coast, I have Miss Janice here today with me. Tell the people about yourself before we get started.
Okay, I am a native of LA. I'm not a transplant or anything. I host a podcast with my best friends. There's three of us. We're called The Trio, and I am actually the owner of a sexual wellness line.
Okay. So why you didn't bring the rest of the crew with you?
I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't. I
You
should
could have
have.
bought you could have bought the whole you got time
I
to
don't
get
know.
it?
Invitation. If it was mentioned, I would have said for sure I'll have them come on.
I mean, you think they busy right now?
I mean, I think it's a little last minute. So yeah, 6 o'clock. So
I
yeah, they
got
get off work at 5. They probably barely getting inside the house.
I got you. So well, thank you for coming through, for this for your podcast with your trio. Well, next time we'll bring your friends because
Yes.
everybody's always invited back.
Trio
So
Pod on Apple Music. Well, not Apple Music, just on Apple Podcast. There we go.
okay. So before we get into what we here to talk about, let's talk about this sexual wellness thing that you have.
Okay.
What
So
what is it?
it's basically adult toys. So I provide bed and bathroom treats. I look at it as an at-home experience, and it's typically you would do if your friend or whomever about to come over. What do you typically do before sex?
Me?
Bath, you shower, you get clean.
Oh,
So basically that's the bath treats. And
okay.
ultimately, yeah, so it's just a little experience at home. And I
Okay.
provide like toys and bath oils, bath pillows, everything to create the vibe.
Okay, I got you. Well, we should have had you on here when we had Pressure Toys on. They're
Oh,
out of Pressure Toys is out of Texas, and they
oh,
were showing us a few toys. What was it? The Gawk 600, the Gawk 1000. I
yes.
can't. I can't.
Men are so funny style when it comes to toys. Like, so when I'm talking about it, before I even like prepared, to launch this business, I'll talk to like cousins or just different guys, and they're like, if you need toys, you're not doing it right, and all this other shit. I'm like, that's not actually right at all. If you notice, DJ Envy and his wife are currently viral because she says she fake orgasms, and I'm
Yeah, I
like,
saw that.
that's true. Like, it's a little hard to have a vaginal orgasm. So I'm like, whatever. Toys are necessary.
Okay, okay. Yeah, like you just said, Black Marvel, the throat goat when she brought it out. Well, I called it Nancy Reagan.
Not
So, so
you know what? It's too soon. Too soon. Too soon. Not the nasty, right? The rose.
the
Hmm.
rose as well.
Yeah, I
All
sold
right.
those fast, but they're a little overhyped. I gave an honest review about it on my TikTok. I'm like, they're a little bit overhyped because they're just really noisy. So it's
Yeah,
just like,
she turned it on. It sounded like a barbershop.
right. You know what? Let me log out real fast. Nobody does. It's loud. So out of 10, I would give it like a solid 8 because it gets the job done. But it's like it's just so fucking loud.
Mm, I got you. But else she had something else where she was showing us that her partner would had a remote and he
The
would hit it.
panties. You
Yeah,
saw the panties? Yes. So
yeah,
those are good. Those are fun. Those are fun. So if you're into that, it's fun to like wear them while you're out and shit like that. It's like your little personal inside joke, literally.
I got yeah. She said she was at a meeting and he was hitting a button. Uh,
Yes, that's common. It's fun. Yeah.
okay,
A
so
lot
we
of
going
couples are into a lot of things. A lot.
yeah. I'm starting to see since I've been doing this for 2 years now. We didn't had a bunch of individuals. We had BSM people on. We had toys. So like I'm understanding a lot of people do a lot of craziness out here.
You breaking up a little bit.
Oh, I'm saying I'm understanding a lot of people do a lot of craziness out here.
Oh, you you'll be surprised.
Oh man. But you're here to talk about first date do's and don'ts and the first date etiquette thing. And I think the one of the issues that when we found you and we were talking, me and Ava, we were speaking about
You're breaking up right like bad.
I'm still breaking up.
Yes. You look a little pixelated.
Oh, don't tell me you're acting up. I got access. I'm betting my back.
And you're frozen.
Hold on.
I can hear you. Just look a little pixelated.
Me? Okay. Well, that's fine. I'll just go ahead. We were talking about like first date do's or don'ts, and like we were talking about Applebee's. A lot of people said I don't Applebee's like Applebee's.
Oh
I don't.
my God. Okay, you sound like you're drowning in water. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay.
Yeah, but you sound like you're drowning in water a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it sounds like you're underwater.
Oh, that's why I'm throwing this camera away after the day. Now, can you hear me though?
Same issue.
Man. Uh, how can we do this? You still can't hear me?
I can hear you look better now, so just continue. I'll try to understand what you're saying if I can't fully.
Okay. So now when they people say like he's in the first date.
You are frozen. Oh my God.
Shoot. This way. Am I still frozen?
Yes, you're looking down permanently.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, now I don't. Okay. Well, hi everyone. I am Janice. Like I said, I'm an LA native. Welcome to the channel. I think Rod just had to log out for a quick second for up, and he's back. Okay.
Is that better?
I lost you.
Is that better?
A little bit. You got to just talk. Like I see you better, but the audio is just like yeah, real choppy.
Uh,
And now you're just frozen.
what you say?
Yeah, I can't.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, this is what we're gonna have to do it on this. It must be my internet acting up.
Okay.
So, uh, sorry about this. The internet is definitely acting up.
It does
So
that.
they were saying about Applebee's is not a first place. You can't go to Applebee's for a first date. That's not correct. Is it right or wrong?
How old are we? Like how old are we? Like Applebee's no. No. It's not.
Everybody done
Well,
went out.
let me not be that person. So it depends because like because it's like I don't eat Applebee's. Like I probably ate there one time in New York and I was probably 22 when I did. So it's like I'm not going I prefer not to go there for a first date. There's nothing on the menu that I like. You know what I mean? Like so it'll probably be a pass for me. No. Is Applebee's like the 2 for 22 or something like that? Is that the special that they always have? You're frozen
Yeah,
now.
2 for 20.
Yeah. I mean, nah.
Yeah, two for 20.
Nah, that's not the first date stop. Nah. But if we out
You say
somewhere
what?
and I
No.
said that's not the first stop. Like if we're out somewhere and we had a couple drinks or something and it's the Applebee's and it's like, yo, let's stop and grab something. I'm with it. But as far as like a first date, no. No. Mm-mm. Not at this age, no. Mm-mm.
Breaking up all the way around because I barely heard you say
Really?
yeah, what
Do
you
you want me to
said.
log out and
So
log back in?
going out.
You're broken up, honey.
Is gone.
Right. I think your service is just bad. Should I log out and log back in?
Good.
Hmm?
My end.
Okay. What's the weather like? Is it raining or something?
Nothing out there. It's just I want to act up today.
It'd be like that
They
sometimes.
just want to act up. So what I was saying, so like, so what are the proper do's and what are some of the proper do's on the first date that uh you should do? I mean, from a man's perspective,
Hmm.
if somebody's taking you out.
I mean, the proper dues. Um, so I'm not for picking me up from my house, So like if you're okay with us meeting there, have good, conversation. Listen, don't be combative, You'll be surprised how many like first dates people would literally try to just be combative over anything. It's like just take the time to get to know me. You know what I mean? You're not coming home with me or anything like that. Like I would say, like, don't try to like invade my space, like, and don't try to like kiss or do nothing like that. Like, let's just really enjoy the day. You know what I mean? Like, I'm real easy to get along with. So on the first day, I just want to chill, vibe. We can go out to eat. We can have some drinks and just talk. Yeah,
She
don't try to
breaking
do
up.
anything else outside of that. For me,
Mm,
your service
I'm
is okay
breaking
with.
up over here.
Really? Oh my God. Okay.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. The screen is completely gone
Yeah, you
now.
breaking up,
I'm breaking up. This is gonna be a whole show about tech issues.
huh?
I said this is gonna be a whole show about tech
Okay,
issues.
one of the days. Yeah. I'm trying, but it's like, man, I can't really hear anything.
Okay.
Let me see if the power cycle back in right.
Well, someone had a question. Can I answer the question while you work on the service issue? I don't know if questions are saved for last or what.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, I think everything is. We didn't waste about 10 minutes. So I saw a question pop up saying, "Is the $200 date is that the minimum on the first one? Is that what we have to go through?"
So here's the deal. In my opinion, I feel like Twitter started that debate about dates having to be, $200 or it's not considered a date. I don't know where that come from because a date can be anything. Like we just have a date to the beach. We can have a date doing whatever it is that, we want to do. It's not the dollar amount, it's the quality of time to me that's spent. If we go to the beach and just chill and talk and that's our first date, that costs nothing but a parking fee. So I don't really get into how much money you have to spend to go on a date with me. That's like new talk that came about on Twitter within the last, I don't know, 3 years or so. So I pay a dust because you could take me out and you could spend a whole bunch of money on me and still treat me like shit. So the how much you spend on the first day, ultimately, it proves nothing.
Right, quality over quantity.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, so all right, so like I know I heard you say because this is what I'm trying to backtrack what I really heard you say when I was chopping up. So I know
Okay.
you said that I don't. You 22 years old in New York. You didn't like Applebee's at 22.
Right, right.
Like that. Also, I heard you say when the first date, you don't let them come pick you up
No.
from your home, so you meet
Right.
them there.
Right. So, you know, back in the day, like when you were much younger, you don't have vehicles at that time. There was no cars. There was no Uber. There was no third party car services. So at the end of the day, you kind of had to get picked up from your house, or if you were sneaking your friend house. But at this point, like I don't really want anyone picking me up. I like to have autonomy over my time. So
Mhm.
if I'm not feeling a situation, I can leave. And I'm like that with anything. Like I can go out. I'm more likely to say, "Oh, I'll meet you there," versus "Can you come pick me up?" So if I'm not feeling it, I can leave. So,
Oh,
far as you not coming to my house, it's just I don't want you to have access to know where I live just right off the bat. I want to get to know you. I want to get to figure you out. There's a lot of information about first dates going wrong or people being a little psycho, a little crazy. You know what I mean? Like, when I, no offense, but you get what I'm saying. This is such a PC era, so I don't want to say the wrong things. But yeah,
say whatever
access
you
to
want to
my
say
house,
on here. I'm probably
access
get banned shortly anyway.
access to my house is nah. I'm not with it. I'll come meet you, but nah, you can't just pull up.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, of course, like you said, everything is like with we have what Fatal Attraction for my man, we have Snap, we have
Yeah.
all types of shows of like that where things of this magnitude happens where people pull up and you go home and then they
Ending's gonna be right. You break it off and they forever stalk you. And granted, that could come at any point, but off the rip, you're not meeting at my house. Nor are we coming back to my house. Like I'm not doing that.
all right. So okay, so the first date is occurring, and like I've seen something on Twitter as well where women has said he needs to plan it. So what if he says, okay, you pick the spot, you pick it.
See, I don't know. I'm a little different. I've been called a pick me, and I don't understand because I'm like, well, that's another conversation. For me, I think the planning part is important once we're established. We've been in this relationship space for a long time, and our date nights not hitting like they used to, or the only time we do something is when I plan it. And it does feel good for the guy to take the initiative to say, hey, you've been talking about so and so, they're in town, let's go to their show, or hey, I want to take you to dinner tonight, or whatever the case may be. That feels good. The first date, it doesn't make or break if he wants to plan it, because at the end of the day, we're going to have that discussion for the first one. What are you into? What do you like to do? Where do you like to go eat? Have you tried this restaurant? What's your favorite? Oh, I never been there. Oh, we should go. Typically that's how first dates are formed, by getting introduced to something that the other person is like a favorite spot of theirs usually. But like for me, it does, the relationship is not contingent on if you plan the first date or not. Like no, no, that again, that's new Twitter chit chat. But once the relationship is established, it will feel good if you do that. But in the beginning, I'm not worried about that. No.
Oh, so they're talking about. I know what a pick me is, but some of those who don't know what a pick me is, could you explain that?
Um, I'll give you my version of it. My version is, if you don't side with the majority, then you are a pick me. So basically, if you agree with something that a man says that most of the women will say, oh, that's terrible and toxic, or you been a pick me, meaning like, oh, you just want to sound different so that you can stand out from the crowd. That's what I think a pick me is. Or, and to simplify that, you're just saying stuff so that the guys can agree with you and notice you.
Right. And the slang version, the Urban Dictionary states a person desperate for attention and approval.
Basically,
Basically, what you just
right.
stated.
Right.
Yeah.
So typically a pick me is used towards a woman when she kind of disagree with the voice of other women, or that's when it's used the most. I'll put it that way.
Okay. So we learned what a pick me was on that.
Right.
So this is and like this is other things have came up as well about as far as like paying, who should pay. I feel as though if you ask me out, you should pay. If I ask you out, you should pay. Some people feel like that's not the way. They like who the man should just pay. Because my thing is this: when we out, I be feeling a little disrespected when the waiter just bring the damn check straight to me. Like, hold up,
No,
dog. You got this one.
I pick and choose when I want to be traditional. So yes, ultimately I will put, yes, I think a guy should pay on the first date. You should. Now, you should. Yeah, I think you should. Yeah.
So, but okay, but say if you ask me, you called me and say, "Yo, I want to go out tonight. You let's team up." So I'm figuring like you should pay that.
No. Our first date,
You
because
could
I
have
asked you out first.
asked me. I mean, listen, you listen, like you just said, you pick and choose when you're traditional. You as like y'all got women. I feel this is my thing, and this is me personally. I feel like a lot of relationships could be successful more if a woman shoots her shot first, because then we know like you're not playing
Yeah,
with us.
I saying, well, shoot your shot, meaning to ask you on a date,
Yeah,
or
you
I
might
find
jump in
you
my
attractive,
DM and
we
say,
exchange
"Yo,
numbers.
I'm feeling you. I want to hang. Let's go here."
I mean, I got friends that maneuvers that way. That, if they see something they like, they're not necessarily going to hold back. I don't mind that, and that's different. If I slide in your DM and we talk and we want to go out, like I wouldn't mind. I'll pick up the tab. Like it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I don't necessarily like if you don't pay. First of all, it depends how much the bill is. Let me say that. It depends how much the bill is. Like if we go out and we just have a little something and it's not that much and you could cover it, cool. But if I'm running up the tab, I'm not gonna put that on you 100%. Like I won't do that. Like I know I done had half of what's on the bill and it come like you paying it is not, oh, he paid it. Like so I would still put something on the bill, but I would expect a guy to pay. I would like if he did. Or it's like if you pay, I'll tip. And I'll tip high because you paid. Now you're breaking up. You're breaking up that. And now
Hear
you
me?
frozen. Mm-mm. Frozen. Like completely frozen. Oh, and it's just me again, guys. Um, so I won't waste time. I like I mentioned earlier, I do have a podcast with my friends Christian and Fallon. It's called The Trio, and we are on Apple Podcasts and YouTube. So look us up. It's basically three homegirls from LA. We've been best friends for a long time, and we cover pretty much everything, like the uncomfortable truths and friendship. So tap in while we wait for Rod to come back. Or if you guys have questions, you could drop them in, and I'll see if I can answer. Come, uh, drop. Oh God, I'm not even savvy enough to drop. I don't even know how or where to drop the link. Damn it! It's just the Trio podcast. Like, let me see if I could just. Oh shoot! It literally say the Trio podcast or the Trio pod underscore on Instagram. I don't know how to drop the link, y'all. I don't. But if you put your socials on there, then I can find you guys from like Instagram. But it's literally the Trio, TRIO podcast on Apple and YouTube. And I think we're on like Google Podcasts and Spotify. So you can find us all there. While we wait. Any other questions or comments that I can answer while we wait for Rod and his internet to come back? Okay. Well, if not, I'll go back to the first dates. Like, I'm older. I'm what, 36. So for me, my first dates are different. Like, just let's meet up, let's talk, let's chill. Like, I really want to get to know you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here just to, hey, are they? Well, I'll try it. Like, I'm not above it. Like, I'm not the girl where it's like you need to take me, to 5-star out the gate to set the tone. Like, I'm chill and I'm realistic as fuck. We going I don't mind going Dutch. Like, I'm not the new person where it's like wine and dine me to show me that it's real, because I think if they're shady, they're shady. You could be rich and shady or broke and shady. Sorry, I was just filling in.
No, I was actually watching the whole thing.
Okay.
I was watching the whole thing. So I seen somebody say something about going Dutch.
Yes.
Okay, I had to go plug in the hard wire till I had to get on the Wi-Fi. So but I couldn't catch the whole thing. So I saw somebody say about Dutch. I seen a bunch of stuff about Applebees and the egg rolls are the best.
Right.
Um, I forgot what I was getting ready to say before I left. What if she asked him to get her kids something to eat?
What?
Right. I've seen
No.
stories with
Out of
this.
pocket. No. Mm-mm. No.
I, I've seen stories with this where they asked, "Can you get my kids something?"
That's out of pocket. I'm sorry. That is out of pocket. No. No. If we got to bring your kid back something to eat, then perhaps you stay home.
Okay.
Like, no, no. If your kid's been able needed something to eat, then you need to stay home and not date and rely on somebody else, or call their dad, or call your support system if you have it. If you don't have a support system, there's a bunch of resources available to help parents with food for children. Not to be that person, but I just don't believe in that. Like, I'm not about, no. I'm not gonna ask them, and I just know to give my kids something to eat. No.
Where I was at with my barber. Now
You
this
said
thing we
what?
got connection issues again. It got connection issues.
I think somebody found the link to the show.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. T with TNT Designs. Yeah, it's a hard no. Like, I'm not here for you to feed me, my family, and everybody else. Like, if I'm dating, I'm in a clear space, just to be on a date. Like, I don't need you to buy my kid food. I don't need you to buy them clothes, shoes. I don't need you to play daddy. I don't need that. No. It's insulting. Like, if I asked a guy out and we went on a date and it was his night with the kids and he said, "Yo, you mind buying my daughter's at the house, you mind buying her something?" Now, I wouldn't say no just because I'm not that type of, I wouldn't say no, but that would probably be the last thing. Like, I would find it odd, I would find it strange, and I would hope he would have a good enough reason why he couldn't, like, do that himself.
All right. Can y'all hear me now?
Mhm.
This shit is like this is crazy. But I was getting ready to say, like, my barber told me very long time ago. He was like, don't do the traditional dating. When you go out on the first date, don't get nothing to eat. Take her to action sports or take her to a lounge or somewhere. Because once she start drinking the devil's nectar, she's gonna open up even more. She's gonna talk. Don't do the traditional movies and dinner stuff. Go do something else. That's just what I like to do.
No. Not
Why
the
not?
devil's juice. Does it make you more relaxed? It maybe it makes conversation a little bit more easy and open to have, but overall, like, it's not the liquid courage, and now you're, purging out your life story. I don't believe in it. I think your first date should be whatever common interest or whatever the person's open to. Because you can go out and you go paintball shooting all day long, but once that's done, the conversation still will ensue.
So
Like,
what?
it's
So
okay.
what are some of the don'ts?
As far as the first date,
Yeah.
I told you, like, okay, for me, well, you're not coming to my house. Oh, thank you guys for putting it to finding a link for me. I suck. I should have been prepared. Um, like, yeah, don't be combative. Don't control the conversation. Don't think you're coming back to me, coming home with me because you picked up a bill. Like, it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? It's just, to me, like, other than that, like, long as you respect those boundaries, then the date should be pretty smooth. Like, I'm not looking for a whole lot. You know what I mean? No. And then it depends also, like, when did this date just happen? Like, if I just met you, let's do something different, I guess. But if we've been talking for a while and this is our first official date, then my stances might change a little bit, just contingent on the time. But
Well,
yeah, just don't cross my personal space. Like,
okay.
don't have no expectations of me. That's my main thing. Everything else I can handle.
I hope she would not drink that much on the first date. I didn't say they out here getting drunk, but I'm just saying, as adults, as adults now, you said you were 36, I'm 39, I'll be 40 in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Um,
Still on the same page here. Okay.
so it's like when I sit down, when I sit down at dinner, I'm gonna have a drink. It just is. I think that's just like an adult thing. It's like I might drink my lemonade, I might drink my water, but here comes a vodka and cranberry. Here comes a Hennessy and Coke behind it, some type of way. So I guess I would say, like, when we do things like that, it's based on the vibe and how things are going. Because if the vibe is good, the vibe can be from $80 to $400, depending on how the vibe going. Because once you start talking, the drinks just start coming. Nobody's paying
Right.
attention anymore.
Right.
So I think that's one of the things, but I'll definitely say a don't that I've learned on a first date. Do not go into detail about your ex. Just basically like,
Oh, right, why that didn't come to mind? Oh, absolutely.
just
Yeah,
give a flat out synopsis, a basis.
to
Don't
be
go into
honest,
deep detail.
I don't really talk about my ex at all.
Okay.
Like, I won't. You won't even know what city they live in just because if I'm in the city, I don't need you thinking that I'm hooling up with them. So I don't even talk about the ex. Like I keep all that conversation real minimum. Like, nah.
Well, I
Unless
mean,
it's unless like we have a kid together and you're just curious about the nature of our relationship, I may tell you about a little bit about that. But just far as just my ex and things of that sort, nah. I don't. I never did that. As even when I was younger, nah.
why do I also have to have a passport in order to date? This is some more Twitter lingo.
These are the new age ladies and their requirements are much more different. I don't need a passport to date you, to get to know you, but once we're committed, I would prefer for you to have it. That's
Okay.
not that's not too hard. That's not too hard to ask. Like those are dumb checklists off. Do you have a passport? Did you pay for the first date? No. How do you treat women? You know, how what's your relationship like with your parents, your sisters? Like, are you the black sheep of the family and why do you feel that way? What's your goals? What are you working towards? You know, how's your support system? Like that shit is the things to check off to me. Passports, what you can pay, because what you can pay today and what you can pay 6 months down the line is different. Everybody went through the pandemic and fell flat on their ass. Some people. So
Mhm.
far as if you can cover the first date or not, or if you have a passport, that's child's conversation because you can always get a passport. If not, we got bigger reasons. Are you a felon? Like, can you not leave the country?
Well,
Everybody doesn't leave the country. You know what I mean? That's like a low key luxury that I think everyone should experience. And if you're the woman to introduce that person to something different, then so be it.
I will say, you don't have to be a felon and not be able to get a child support because I mean, not get a passport. You could be in arrears for child support. I,
Right. That same difference. You both got restrictions.
yeah, I didn't seen it happen to people at the airport. Like, yo, you're in arrears. You can't go anywhere because they feel it's like you'll get ready to flee.
Right. Even worse. Why that's not taken care of? Because you had more than $200 to pay on the first date, then y'all got this baby, but you for real broke.
I mean,
I'm just
situations,
going off the topics that we're given. Like,
situations just happen.
nah.
You never know. Like, I mean, he could
Mm-mm.
have lost his job at a point in time and he just got back on his
Exactly.
feet.
Exactly. Because you spent more than $200 on the first date and she thought she caught a big fish.
You caught a big fish.
That's what they thought. Y'all want our money. You having babies with girls. That's like, want your money. So that's that.
But but that's the thing though. It's like, yeah, you say
Better.
you caught a big yet you think you caught a big fish or whatever. But at the same time, society shows us that as a man, I have to have some type of damn finance. I can't be flat piss broke.
Right.
I
You should
mean,
want that for you, not for
yeah,
who you can attract. Because a lot of men want it based on who they can attract with it. We see it.
well, that as well. But when you come back and you look at like,
Me
I guess,
either.
huh?
I'm replying to the comment. I don't want to date anyone who's that far behind on child support because what if we want to get married? Then your debt becomes my debt.
You give up that 10%.
Please,
You gotta
please,
put that 10%
please.
to the table.
No, that's no, no.
You gotta put that 10. But no, but what I was saying was because you look at this like money is the thing. Because like you can look at some of these athletes and celebrities and be like, women just go for them because like they millions of dollars.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And they get got every day. Right.
Yeah, that could happen as well. I mean, all right, so we back to like the don't part of the first date.
Okay.
So how are we allowed to? I mean, just for other people's experience, I don't talk about it. Are we allowed to talk about sex on the first date?
How much I like you.
It's based on how much you like me.
How much I like you. Here's the deal. So the uncomfortable truths are sometimes we know who we want to smash and who we don't. So
Right.
if I know I do, then I may be open to it a little bit. But my real question is, I mean, my real answer to that is no. I wouldn't necessarily talk about sex on the first date. Like, because if we're talking about sex, like, so what's your favorite position? Or, how freaky are you in the bedroom? Or have you had a threesome? Like, all those questions can be reserved for a later day. So I probably wouldn't talk about sex on the first day.
Well, for those who just joined us, Miss Janice has a sex shop, sex wellness thing.
That sounded like a dungeon room somewhere, and that is not what it is. We ain't even fully launched yet, but we have it.
Right.
Sexual wellness. I'm leaning into that side of the spectrum.
I get it. I get it. I want to know. No, that's another conversation right there. I mean, yeah, woman knows if she wants to sleep with a man before going out with him. But that's
Yes.
another thing, another big thing that was in the news. I guess it was 3 weeks ago with Lord Dirk talking about body counts. Like my take on that is like I really don't give a shit. Like I'm more concerned that I'm getting it now. I'm not worried about what went on back then.
Let me tell you, me and my forever boo, we go back and forth with this conversation because I tell him, I'm like, bro, your thoughts are outdated. He don't give a fuck about today's thought process. He still cares because he feels like, and I'll chime in with my perspective. He feels like I don't want to go outside and we somewhere and I'm hugged up with you and I'm kissing on you and some dude across the room is laughing in his head because he had his dick in your mouth. I know that's explicit. And I'm like, what makes you think anybody's even thinking of you? So for me, I don't really see the big deal because I feel like guys have been sexually liberated and sleeping around forever.
Mhm.
When it comes to the girl, it's always judged. So I would say I'm happy that today's man is kind of thinking past like your past. I don't really, I mean, as a female, I mean, I don't know. I can't say that body count matter because I know a lot of guys I know slept with a lot of women, but I'm happy that today's woman isn't quite being judged off of her past.
Well, yeah, that's another excellent answer too. Where though, yeah, those STD results are they negative? That should be more important than what you've done.
Right.
But I know that was a big, huge conversation about 2 weeks ago about him picking his fiance because she had a low body count. I'm
And
like,
honestly, I don't think nothing's wrong with that because like there's no perfect answer for relationship conversations because it's literally case by case. What works for me and make me happy might not work for you and make you happy. What's important to you may not be important to me. So if his thing is I don't want a woman who slept around, then that's his right to choose a woman based on not too many people had her and I'm good with that. Pretty much that's pretty much it. And I don't think nothing's wrong.
that wasn't the herpes lady. That was the Ava. That was the HIV lady who didn't have a problem with it after that.
I'm sorry, what?
No, she just posted a comment. Black women are herpes lady had no issue. Last month we had a lady on the show who had HIV, and she was just telling us she still was doing what she was going to do, but she threw it out there. She threw the disclosure out there first before she even decided to have sex with these men off a tender.
Well, that's good for her because I believe by law she has to make it known
Mhm.
that that's what she has, correct?
Yeah, she had to make that. Okay, don't care about body count, just test results. Oh, I mean, well,
I mean, here's the deal. I feel like I like a saying. It goes like, "I'm single, not lonely." So at this particular age, I feel like everybody, for the most part, has somebody that they're in some sort of dealings with. Period.
mhm.
I don't think you will meet anybody that's 100% single, and if you do, it's a small percentage of people that's like, "I'm totally single, not dealing with anybody." You know what I mean? But somebody they're sleeping with other people. So I think when that time comes, then that conversation can come up. Like, who are you sleeping with or what's going on? If it's not going to get there, I don't personally care what you're doing because I'm going to assume you're doing something.
Right. Yeah, and that's totally true because I believe this, and this is what I believe, and I've been known people. I've had women say that's true. When women break up with a man, they go back to something they already had, something they're familiar with and comfortable with to go. have that sexual experience with somebody they know. When men break up, we go forward. I mean, we may go back for something, but we're going to go forward.
Well, it
So,
depends because it's like if you've been faithful in your relationship,
mhm.
right? And y'all happen to break up or something, then you would tap in with who was there previously. You know what I mean? It's just like a low key comfort space because y'all probably communicate every so often anyway. So it's not like, hey, big head, haven't talked to you in months. I broke up with my man. It's kind of easier to go back to what's comfortable, what's familiar versus moving forward and chilling with this random new person that you're gonna be not talking to in a month or so. So
Okay.
I
Yeah,
get it.
I get that, but you going back. I mean, like you said, you're going to go back. But in the meantime, as a man, you should know when she comes back. Once she cuts you off, that means she didn't got comfortable with whoever knew that she decided to talk to. She's like, I'm on this side now. I'm on this side of the spectrum. I'm not going. I
No,
can't give you none anymore.
it depends because sometimes you don't even tell them that y'all broke up. You just act like everything is still good. Like
I
I'm
mean,
just saying,
eventually,
you don't
see,
have to. So basically, you saying like if a girl you break it off with your man because you tired and you want to be done, and you're basically saying from that point the girl goes to date somebody from her past, or she's just like
she goes to sleep.
rebounding with somebody from her past.
No, she just going to sleep in the past. She not going back to the past as far as relationship. She going to cure her sexual
Yeah,
appetite
because
in the
it's
past.
like, especially if you had it already, and it's like, okay, we're done. I'm done. I'm not trying to mess with him, but I'm not trying to fuck with somebody new. So I'm gonna just, double back. So yeah, very common. Because
So
men look at it to get over something old, get under something new. That's a male philosophy, that not necessarily ours.
yeah, as the male species, new is great. Like,
But,
nothing wrong. Only
well,
thing that's gonna cure heartbreak is new. Nothing old back in the past is gonna help with anything.
I mean, but that's just to pass the time. You necessarily don't want to deal with somebody new. So it's just like, you hit up your forever maybe.
Right. I mean, yeah, you got your forever maybe, and 9 times out of 10, he's normally around. He's around. You've seen him. He done been in your house. He done drank your wine. Then he
Leave my
betrayed
new
you.
house, not if I'm sharing a space. I don't believe in that. If I'm like, cohabitating with someone, I don't believe in bringing somebody to the crib. Like I feel like that is disrespectful. But
Okay.
some people, they get down like that. I just think that's disrespectful. And y'all know how I feel about people knowing where I stay. So the
Okay.
goal is to never give anybody a one up.
Right. Okay. So you can give them a one up. So you meet them there. So all right. So for you, so now you meet them there, and everything is going well. Then everything is going well, and you decided because like you control the narrative. You like I don't want this night to end. I want to stay with him. So it's like you're going to his crib, right?
If that's the way the night is going, I don't know. I don't know. I will probably not, but the next time I will. Even if I want to go to his crib, like I probably just won't do it just off the strength, just to not give him that one up. You know what I'm saying? But the next time we link up, I might.
Okay. So you might link up. It's okay. All right. So
What's cap?
so I so, so this is what I need to know. Like, okay, so you said if you'll drive and you'll dip out if you're not feeling the vibe. But
Right.
say that you do stay the whole time and you like, I'm not really feeling it, but I'm gonna stay and he's feeling it. And the normal thing that happens after that, text me when you get home. Y'all text or whatever you get home. Might text you the next morning, good morning, say I had a great time. When can I see you again? How do you and react to that conversation, knowing that you didn't have a good time? I mean, knowing that you wasn't feeling it.
See, I'm a Gemini and I overthink, right? So here's the answer
All
that
Geminis overthink.
I just overthink. It depends. Like, why didn't I have a good time? Was he just overbearing, boring? I didn't like his stance. I didn't like his viewpoints on stuff where it's like, I can never fuck with you again. Or was it just the setting? Like, damn, we couldn't really talk. It was too loud. People was bumping. Like, I couldn't enjoy it. So it just depends on the reason why I didn't like it. But let's just go with the overall question. If I didn't like it in
Mhm.
that moment and I really wasn't feeling it, I'm not going to stay to the end. Period. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna stay because it's not gonna get no better. If it's a situation and we're like it's combative or we're just really passionate about whatever it is that we're discussing at the time and I'm not feeling it, I'm out. I'm out. Like if I'm
Okay.
with, no, I'm out. Like there's no need to stay. Cause sometimes you could tell when the date is bad. That person not really interested. They on their phone half the time, or you not really. You're disengaged. It's like let's not play those games. We don't even have to waste time being here.
Okay. So the next part
So
comes. So
nah,
you're like, so you're saying you're just gonna leave. So you'll
I'm out
just
of there.
go and split this bill and let's get out of here.
Yeah, I would say yeah, basically, like let's just close the bill. Like I won't just let's just get the check. Ain't
Mm.
no sneaking out. I'm going to the bathroom and keep it pushing. And you know what I'm saying? Like all those little old ways of doing things. Like, nah. Now, if the guy is trying and he's but I'm just not connecting with him, I just won't dip in that sense. I'll probably just stay the date. I know that sounds contradictory, but so what? I could change my mind. Like if he's trying to make a good effort, but I'm just really not connecting with him, like I will let him down easy. But if it's something where it's like we're both just engaged with each other, why waste each other time? Let's get on.
What's the
Let's close out this tag and go.
what's the most harshest thing you did to disengage with someone? Like what you may have said or done.
Like on a first date.
Anytime, anytime. Not specifically a first date. It could be anytime. But since we talking about first date, make it first date.
Okay, why? Since I'm new to the dating world, I mean, the most I've done is just like tune them out. The most I've done is just like tune them out. If it's not like just ignore them. I'm just on my phone. I'm just disengaged. Like I've never really shut down somebody's opinion, but I just won't pay it much mind. Like I'm just on my phone or they talking and I'm just like scrolling or I'm texting and or taking a call where I'm at. Cause typically if I want to date, like I wouldn't take a call. Depending who it's from, of course, but I'm just taking calls. Just being an asshole basically.
Okay, G James say a real woman would pay the tab.
I mean, if she wants to. Like, I'm not against the whole who pays for what because like we can't pick and choose when we want to be traditional. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that don't matter. We can't change all the rules for us. And here comes a cheesy pick me. But we can't change all the rules for us and still
Okay, so I'm
require certain stuff. Like respect.
right. I totally get you. And
Ghost.
DeAndre, I see you ghost the blind date. What? Because I actually done it before.
Oh my god,
Back
blind date.
in. Go ahead, you go ahead. I'm listening to you. Say you talking about a blind one. Go ahead. I'm listening.
No, I was listening.
Oh no, I was
Oh no,
saying.
I was just saying like, oh god, blind dates. I haven't went on a blind date and
Yeah.
can
When,
you hear
oh
me?
well. Yeah, I can hear you. I went on one in what 98, 99. Shit was wild.
No.
Like I don't do them too often. It's like I don't do them because that one kind of like fucked me up because her girlfriend said she looked great, but she didn't. She looked like a run over Goodyear tire. Uh, but that was back then. I hope she's doing well with herself. 30 years later,
I would hope
everything
so.
is
I had a bad blind date experience and I was like the reason I think it was bad. They just wasn't into me. That's fine. Everybody doesn't like you. I'll never forget
yeah,
at the time, which is weird because I had a boyfriend and when you're younger, it's all about the hook me up with your friends. Like that, I don't do that anymore. Like that shit, it ends bad. So basically, my friend just started dating this guy, and it was cool. And his friend was like, "Oh, where's your home girl? We should go out tonight." Blase, blase, mind you. So I'm like, nah, nigga, headspace. I put on some bullshit. I'm low key sad. I'm just like not even feeling. He was just shitty. He just was not into me. He was just like, this ain't the friend that I wanted you to bring. So I've been on the other end of a blind date going bad. He wasn't the cutest at all. So it was kind of like, nigga, the nerve. And then I felt the way because I was like, I have a man. Like I'm just here to because we beefing right now. But yeah, it wasn't good. Like I don't. Blind dates are crazy. I don't.
I mean, like I say, I get it. And by me being older now, I don't take anyone for the team no more. That's beneath me now. I don't have time for
It's
that
kind
no
of hard to, especially with so much social media. It's kind of like, oh, pull up their page. Like you kind of get a preview. Back then, oh, it was blind. It was loyalty. You was trusting whoever said they was attractive.
more. Well, you
That was,
know, I guess the common thing to say,
yeah.
from
I
where
know.
I'm from is, and they would ask like, "How your friends look?" And I'm like, "Yo, he get girls." That's all I could say. Like, I guess that was the code. Like, yo, he get girls.
Where are you from?
I'm from Baltimore.
Where are you from? What city?
Baltimore. I'm from Baltimore.
I know. I heard a book. I read a book called "Be More Careful." I forgot who it was about, but I was that about Boston. No, it was about Be More. Yeah, yeah. Be more
Yeah,
careful. It's a good
I'm
book.
from
It was a good
Baltimore.
tale. Yeah, I used to read like real hood books back in the day because those are the only thing that was a page turner. I've lifted my palate though.
Oh, okay. Damn, what was the great go ahead. So, so we got the do's and the don'ts of what you to do on the first date. So my question is, what if you get a woman like you? Yeah, he gets girls though. What if you get a woman that's like never been treated by like a gentleman before? Like my dad always told me, like, yo, if you with a girl, her hand should never touch that door. So what happens, like, because she's not used to that, like she doesn't get used to it.
My dad is like that now.
Mm. Should never touch a door if she
Yeah,
with
and the
you.
girl who's not used to it, I read a quote. It was like politeness. Being polite is so rare that it's often mistaken for flirting. And I believe that. I think certain things that guys used to do is not being done. And if she's not used to that, then introduce that to her. Like, but you do have some just over independent, just very independent, but we're speaking to the ones who just haven't experienced it from a man. So I still think that's important. Like open my car door, like that stuff is still important to me. When I first got with my ex, we were 19 or 18, and he was opening my car door, stuff like that. But that's just a part of him. So I would like it. Yeah, open my door, open all the doors, open my car door. Like, why not? Yeah.
I got you. I think the
If
weirdest
my
shit.
dad knew that I escaped so many of his teachings, he'd be off me.
Yeah, I think
He
the
don't even like
weirdest.
my car to be dirty, and that's just a basic. That's something basic.
I got you. But I think the weirdest shit I've actually seen in the dating world was a woman told me before, like, yo, you gonna open when you park the car, you gonna come open my door as well. You open the door and get out yourself. I'm gonna let you in. Like, I'm like, you gotta open the door for me to get out. Like, I've never seen that before. I gotta say, what a damn like Usher.
Unless I have on a ball gown, there is no reason for you to open my door. Like, unless it's a reason for you to let me out the car. Unless the child lock is on, I can get out the car. I think I don't know. That's dumb. I don't know who would expect that.
I mean, it's like I
Like
said,
every
this
time? What if we
yeah,
living
this
late?
I don't know. This world, this worse is crazy. But I know the day has been kind of crazy with this, so I definitely want to have all three of y'all back and we can do this the right time because this shit is still acting up over here. If you heard me.
I know. Is it up? Boo. To
Huh?
the service. I did. I heard you. So I did. Yeah, whenever we're
I'm on the air right now.
whenever you want to have three of us on, like we can come on and chit chat. They're fun.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely would love to bring the trio on and we could definitely downright talk about this because this is definitely an interesting topic. It's just this shit is just going in and out. Like Like, wow, this is crazy.
Oh,
Pick on the wrong day. I'm like, it better not do it next week neither. Next week we got the Hoochie Daddy Hunters on.
what
It's a
about
podcast out of New York. It's a podcast out of New York, and they chasing down brothers who wear the Nike thought shorts. And I was told I better wear some next week.
not the thought shorts? Those
Yeah,
are the male version of the come fuck me shorts.
they said they'll wear the sweat shorts. I
Yeah.
said, okay, all right.
It's
Like
called
you
the
not.
male lingerie, like the gray sweatpants. I don't like the above the knee shorts though. I
You
don't.
don't. Some
Mm-mm.
women say they like it to see the thighs and little shorts,
Mm-mm.
like that
Mm-mm.
little, like that muscle man that always dancing.
Ugh, all right. This is where I sign off. Nah. He I mean, he's enjoying himself. I would say the PC thing to say.
I respect your craft, bro, but I don't. I hate turning on the internet and seeing you live. Like, what the hell is this going on? Like, I respect it. Like, yo, get your money, but put some damn pants on.
Right. I'm always
Like,
wondering, like, do he warn people I'm about to dance, or do he just start dancing?
yeah, like he ate a Chick-fil-A sandwich and started dancing. I'm like, that shit don't make me want to dance, man.
They don't even hit that good. That has to be an ad. At this point, everything he do with the brand is an ad. I just I'm gonna look at it. It's
Right,
an ad.
right. I definitely look at it, definitely. But fellas, I want you to do this tonight. Turn to your lady and say, I know it's real if you split this 20-piece McNugget from McDonald's with me.
And
I'm
she
quick
should
to
if
tell
y'all
some.
get together.
I'm quick to do that. Hey, brother, for real. So, like I was telling you in the back about I Be Damned. There's a segment in the show because it's 9:59. A segment in the show where we go through horror stories of dating, but tonight is two put in one. The first segment is what's the craziest thing Coochie made you do? And the second segment is from a restaurant to jail. You're gonna see
Okay,
it. It's
watch.
like 4 minutes long. Brother, for real, run
Okay.
it for me. Good evening. Welcome to another edition of I Be Damn. But first, I want to represent, the number one HBCU in the country. Yes. Let's get that out the way. But before we get into our I'll Be Damn segment, I want to bring up this new segment. It's called What's the Wildest Thing You Did for a Piece of Coochie? What's the wildest thing a piece of coochie had you doing? So one of the guys wrote in, he said, what's the wildest thing a piece of coochie had me doing? I paid for her rent because her man lost his job and they were going to get evicted. Another guy wrote in and said, what's the wildest thing a piece of coochie had me doing? Broke my heart, so I logged into her university profile and made her drop out of school. Damn, yikes. This girl told me to pick her up from her house. I was confused because she lived with her boyfriend. But I said, fuck it. Maybe he's not home. When I pulled up, they both came out the house. She kissed him goodbye, hopped in my backseat of my car like I was an Uber. Wicked. The wildest thing he did for a piece of coochie was I was hitting this 45-year-old when I was 27. She had me so gone. One day she had me go to work for an emergency. She asked me to take her husband lunch. Bruh, I bought this nigga a meal and took it to him. Told him I was her nephew. And the last one is this brother said, yeah, I bought her a car with cash and never rode in it one time. Hold up, no, we got one more. I was 17. I was hitting my ex-sister. She was letting me stay the night and all until she came over while I was there. I ended up hitting both of them the same night. They ended up fighting. What's the wildest thing you did for a piece of coochie? For those familiar with Houston, I used to walk from the 4th Ward to the University of Houston daily to get the best fucking hit of my life. Like, I miss this bitch. I'm hurt she left me because that treatment was pressure, and I have not received equal value since. That was over 8 years ago. All right, y'all. Welcome to I Be Damn. This is a wild story that goes from a restaurant to the jail. So anyway, she said, I met this cute guy while walking to get my nails done. He was getting into a Benz. I'm thinking, cute guy, Benz, no wedding ring, hashtag I'm winning. So we go out a few times. I met him at his house, by the way. He lived with his grandmother. One, he went to the back. Hold on. Number one, he went to the bathroom and she started calling him Marky. Number two, I had no idea who that was because he said his name was Ricardo. He overheard the conversation as his grandma began to read me passages from the Bible. Due to my red lipstick, then comes out and hands me a license with his face and a name that I only just heard from his grandmother. Did I mention the fact the entire time I was asking who is Mark? Make a long story short, I Googled that random name and he had the longest rap sheet from Grand Theft Auto.
Message.
Number three, I still get random calls. I still get some random calls. Some guy crying, telling me he loves me, and we must I go on? Okay, so I take him to the pharmacy because he begged me to give him a ride to get his grandmother's medication. So he got out with my $30 that was in my ashtray, which I found out after I dropped him off. Number four. So I called him back the next day and his grandmother picked up. I gave her the story of how he went to pick up her medication, and before I could finish, she said how much money he take, baby, because Medicare pay for my medication, and I only get it once a month. Number five. I just told her don't worry about it, but she would never hear from me again, and I wish her the best. Before we got off the phone, she prayed for me. I probably should have prayed for her too. She got she got to a lot of hold on, what? She got a lot to ask God to fix with her grandson. Thank God for grandma. She was a lifesaver. Last but not least, I just couldn't help it but to further investigate the name and why he lied so much. He was assaulted in prison and was suing the state. Dude, I can't make this up. I'll be damned. See you next week. Yeah, so basically that's what happened. Like, dude was under like federal investigation. He was in jail, so he got assaulted in prison. I can't hear you.
No, I was mocking bodies, bodies, bodies. The clip from Snowfall, the last episode.
Yeah, so yeah, but
That's
that's what
hilarious.
happened. You just like you see like the thing what they did. Like the dude said he bought her a car cash and never got a chance to ride in it. Like,
I can't. Ugh. I,
but like I said, when I get these things sent in, the dude said his wife forgot to pack the lunch. He took the lunch to the husband, like that's his nephew. Like this shit is crazy out here.
I've done that before.
Took lunch to a woman.
No. Ah, damn. Okay, so I know I said I would never buy a kid food on the first date, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had a situation where I was going to meet up with a friend and their kid was there and they were hungry. So he was telling me like, I'm gonna go get something to eat real quick, blah blah blah. Basically, long story less long, um, I ended up picking up the damn food and dropped it off and was feeling like every bit of DoorDash. I was like, oh my God, this is weird.
Mm. Well, I mean, sometimes you gotta do things you don't want. I mean,
Mm-mm. It felt weird. It felt
I
weird. I
mean,
felt like
I
a DoorDash
mean,
delivery. I didn't
well,
get out the car. But I still felt like it. Like, ugh.
oh man. So, like I said before you go, how would you break that down with Shorty and the dude with the different names and all of that? How would you go about that? The second story where he basically he had a
Let
rap
me tell you.
sheet. He stole her $30 out the ashtray.
That would be a that is a hard and easy pass. That is a no. That's why you cannot come to my house. That is some deep rooted trauma you gonna have to get rid of. I am not here for it or your settlement. That's are you asking me what if I would stay? Is that the question here?
No, I'm just saying, how would you handle that after you stole your thirty
Oh shit, I would
dollars?
have been scared. Oh, I would have been scared. No. If basically this dude have a rap sheet in prisons and they're suing the prison or suing the department, right?
Yeah, because he got assaulted in jail.
Fuck that. I'm sorry for you, but it's a no for me. Like I'm just gonna fall out of the no. I can't even wrap my brain around it. You're suing no. Did did I know you before you went to jail? Because I may handle it different. But if I met you under those circumstances, I couldn't hold that down. Mm-mm. I would start
Yeah.
arguments and say we're not working.
Well, he stole the money. Said he needed for his grandmother for the medicine,
That's
but
fine.
The Medicaid paid for it. So he just took the 30.
That's fine. I don't even care about the money part because you're a thief. But the fact that you went to prison and you dealing with all that other stuff, mm-mm. That's and you got a rap sheet? No. No, that's too many. And you stole from me. I'm stuck on a rap sheet. I can't get past that. The money part would have been the fast no.
Yeah, he had a rap sheet.
And you wrote
Yeah,
no.
he had a rap sheet. I mean, there's so many of them that we get. My favorite one, and if I let you go, I always tell my favorite one is when this dude he took a Wilson air pump and blew and pumped this girl ass up.
You could
he,
do that.
he did it. I
Was that
didn't do
work?
it, huh?
What you mean pumped it? Like gave her a butt? What
Yeah,
you mean?
he put the air pump inside her ass and started pumping it up.
Not giving the at home BBL. Okay,
Yeah, so
that's
like
crazy.
every week at 9:55 we get a crazy ass story. Last week they told me I was going to hell because the dude fucked a deaf girl. And he said she was moaning like a fucking seal.
Um, the childish part of me wants to attempt to make the noise, but I'm not.
Like I said, we have it every week, so every week somebody's telling me something wild.
Now I can't unhear it. Like, please.
Matter of fact, it should be on the HBCU Lounge
But,
TikTok page. It should be on
okay,
the whole story should be on a TikTok page. I remember we loaded it up last week.
okay,
So,
I'll check it out.
but we
What is it under?
Ava, type it
Does,
up because I don't know it. I just send the shit in. Like,
I'm like, what is it so I can watch it? That is
I don't.
hilarious. That is really funny. Like I have a sense of humor, so it's kind of like if you don't have a sense of humor, like we won't get far. Like
You're right.
you gotta be able
And
to.
and
If
I
not,
and I listen to these stories and like I depict like where you went wrong at and things like that. But I'm like, some of the shit I be hearing is like crazy. Like we had a one story where the girl wanted free cable, so she decided to cook for the cable man. Cable man went inside the bathroom and came out butt naked. It's like I
well, I mean, living it. That's wild. That's wild.
like
That's
I
wild.
like we get a lot of stories
That
like that.
sounds like a video that they saw on Pornhub where I'm here to fix your cable and with nothing else on. That is what that's giving me.
Well, that's normally how I go in the porn world. I'm here to fix your cable. I'm here to fix your water, and the next thing you know, the music just come on.
Right. No storyline, no plot.
Nah, there's no storyline. Like if y'all ain't doing enough for the night, y'all can tune up Pornhub and watch my favorite called Star Horse.
What? Are they black?
It's called Star Horse.
Star Horse. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give a review. Where I'm gonna put a review in the DM where no
Yeah, Star Horse.
Star Horse. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not Star Wars, it's Star
Star
Horse.
Horse. I'll look it up off. I'll look it up when it's called in. Are they black?
Yeah, that's a mixture.
Ah, boo.
Mixture in there. But we're definitely going to bring you and the trio back. We got to set that up.
I know. Well, th- who needs to plot with who? I mean, they've gotten better. People are submitting their own videos now. Like it's not even as corny as they used to be.
Yeah, shit called OnlyFans.
Right, right. That's they're taking over. I think they're going to replace the original girls. But I know it's time to wrap. I just want to say thank you for having me. I really enjoyed myself despite the technical difficulties. It was nice chit chatting about first dates and do's and don'ts. And thanks for just contacting me. So when the time is right, I'll have the girls come on and we can discuss whatever.
Oh, we're gonna take care of that later on today or tomorrow to get this date strapped because I try to keep things in advance. And I know next week we got Hoochie Daddy Hunters
Okay.
on. They actually going live on Saturday about what they were talking about earlier today. Matter of
Okay.
fact, what are they talking about? I can tell you what they was talking about earlier. Hoochie Daddy Hunters. I gotta pull my Twitter up to see. What the hell were they talking about? They were talking about the current state of black porn, and it comes on Saturday.
They are, where can I tune in? Because I would like to have a conversation about that.
Yeah, they can. I'll send you the information. And
Okay.
They'll be here next week, and then I think after that is my birthday, so of course I'll be off. And then after that, it's the grass is greener.
Okay.
Um, I
Well, happy
think.
early birthday. Well, so what are you, a Taurus?
Yes, I'm a Taurus,
Mm.
and the day is the beginning of Taurus season.
The lion. Okay. Says a lot.
I'm not a lion. I'm a bull.
The bull. Same difference.
I'm a bull. It's Taurus
Same
season.
difference.
No,
It
it's
is the bull. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It is. Mm.
nah. If it was a Leo, nah. Leo women beat they men.
Leo are the lion. Leo, what?
Leo women beat they men.
That's not true.
It is true.
That's not true.
Leo women beat they men, and Virgos will steal your change out your ashtray.
That
Trust me.
is not true. That is not Virgo are the life of the party. Leo men are terrible.
Leo women beat they men.
Taurus too. Taurus men love to be they need control, full control.
Hey, I don't need really control just because I'm born in the same month with Chris Brown, Ike Turner doesn't mean doesn't mean anything.
Yes,
Actually,
it does.
Chris Brown's birthday the day after mine, so it's like,
That is your brother.
his
According
birthday's
to
the day
the
after
star.
mine, so it's like I don't need no control. I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good. So, but I'm gonna see y'all next week. Thank you, Miss Janice, and we're gonna
Thank you
have the
so
trio
much.
come next time so we can have all of
Yes.
them here giving up
Yes.
their,
But thank you to everybody who dropped the link. I should have been prepared next time. Next time I will be. So
oh,
again, thanks for having me.
they gonna check you out because they got the link.
Okay,
They got
perfect.
the link,
Good
and we're
night.
gonna send you the link for the Hoochie
Please do.
Daddy
Please do.
people. And see y'all next week with another IB Dam, and that's
Good
it.
night.